Welcome back to the SlabStox Market Report. My name is Lou. I am joined, as always, by my dear friend, Packers fan, and now, I don't know, coolest man in the world with his own sports card. I'm here with Aaron Nowak, aka SlabStox. Aaron, say hello to
Thank
the
you.
people.
I appreciate it, Lou. Thanks for having me again, and hope everyone's doing well and hoping for another good episode today. We're going to be talking about some fun things, Jets, Packers, in a little standoff right now, so we'll talk about that as the episode goes on for sure.
We'll see. We hadn't talked about the card in the last month because it wasn't out there yet, right?
Correct. No, it was
Yeah, you
not
didn't
out.
even tell me. You weren't even telling me.
Oh, the card? This card?
Yeah, that card. The one you
Yeah.
haven't. I haven't gotten one yet. That one.
No, you haven't. But yeah, no, pretty cool. I mean, it's pretty wild. Came out of nowhere, honestly. And
Can we see the jersey? Where's the jersey?
oh yeah, give me 1 second. I got the jersey in the other room.
Yeah, I gotta see it. I'll keep talking. Aaron actually still has the Topps jersey, and we were laughing and saying, should he cut it up and create his own patch cards? I think that'd be high quality stuff as like a giveaway at the National or something like that. But he wants to wear the jersey. It actually is a cool looking jersey. Damn.
Yeah, Lou, you wish that Janu was on the back of a Topps jersey.
I do. I do. I'm not gonna lie to you. I really, really do.
It's kind of like the old school, like cream color with the red. It feels like a Phillies jersey.
I was gonna say it looks like a Phillies or a Cardinals jersey.
Yeah, Phillies or Cardinals. Pretty
That's
sick,
awesome. All right, so I can no, Jay. We need the official. So let's get into it. If we can pull it up on the screen.
I mean, Jay makes kabooms and stuff, so might as well make a Topps jersey too.
He does. He does make kabooms. Okay, so as always, we have a few different things in here, but I know we're gonna focus on just a couple. I know you want to talk about football.
Yeah.
No, Jay, never. We'll never make that. And March Madness is over. Yeah, so get into it a little bit. Let's talk.
Yeah, so basically we cover the three major sports in this one in the most capacity or biggest capacity, I should say. March Madness and playoff for NBA lead it off. Lou, if you want to scroll down a little bit, like March Madness is done by now, obviously. We're now almost halfway through April. The Final Four was what it was. I know it wasn't the Blue Bloods. I couldn't watch the Final Four as a custom event, but I did watch the championship game. Kind of boring. You had some price movement in the cards. They had the Bowman first released for the university for basketball in 2021, 2022. You got like Jordan Hawkins, who was one of the bigger players of the tournament for UConn, who's going to go into the NBA draft. He's got like that wild card right there. So the problem is that most of the players in 2021 Bowman University were like UNC, Duke players, guys like that really didn't have any impact or none at all if they weren't in the tournament this past season. So the excitement around the cards wasn't as big as I guess maybe people were hoping for, including myself. Drew Timmy had some movement, but that's the men's side of it was rather bleak compared to, if you scroll down, the biggest movement for March Madness was 100% Caitlin Clark. You can scroll on a little bit more. There she is. Her Sports Illustrated for Kids card was like around $15 to $20. I do not doubt that Jay at least had a few of these in his possession before, maybe after now. But they were around $15 to $20, and then they went upwards of $100 raw at the peak of the back-to-back 40-point games. And as you see, 8.5 so for $310. They're very tough grades on these things because they're torn out of the magazine, and to tear them perfectly is not easy. Jay is no Caitlin Clark. That's too bad. But either way, her cards absolutely spiked, 3-4x in price, a lot of them for the Sports Illustrated for Kids. I am sure by now they are coming down in price. They did not win the championship, even if they did win the
They got
championship.
beat up.
Yeah, they're down depending on the condition around $50 to $60. Now that game was pretty insane, man. Like LSU was making every single shot they put up. I mean, even Iowa played decent at times in the game. But yeah, so Caitlin Clark is definitely the biggest movement in basketball for March. And then today is Tuesday, April 11th. And you give it one more scroll, Lou. What we're looking at in April now is the NBA play-in tournament, and specifically that Western Conference playoff race. So at the time that this market report was released, now we know a little bit more. The Mavericks are eliminated. There's Kyrie Irving in the far right there. So the Mavericks basically threw in the towel with 2 games left in the year. You read about that?
We could talk about that here for a little bit. The idea that they're gonna like come down on the Mavericks for tanking, it's like 50% of the teams in the NBA have been tanking this year. So I don't really know how that's enforceable.
No, the Mavericks was a little bit more blatant because there's like 1-2 games left in the year. But regardless if it's blatant or not, like Dame Lillard was shut down like 3 weeks ago, so they lost as many games as possible to end the year, you
The
know?
Spurs have like barely put a team on the floor this year.
Exactly. So it's like I don't know how you could like, sanction one team without sanctioning all the ones that
Correct.
had garbage lineups. So I don't
Much
see
like
anything
another,
happening.
much like another
um,
thing we could talk about. Did you see that? What happened with that too? By the way, sorry, we're gonna sidetrack for 1 second. Did you see Evan
no,
Gaddis's tweets?
no.
Oh my god, he pretty much was releasing all the secrets, and you just can't do that. But whatever.
What do you say?
He was pretty much saying that the Astros were cheating in the World Series and in the 2017 World Series and in the ALCS, which hasn't been confirmed, and MLB had said was not happening. Was my understanding of it. I read it like in
Oh.
passing.
Oh, because you're saying it's all related to the regular season prior to that?
He was saying that they were cheating in the World, that they were using the stuff in the World Series. He also said that there was no buzzer. So shout out to everyone who's still talking about buzzers. I can't
He
believe
was
I just
on
got
the
done.
team then, wasn't he?
2017 he was.
Oh, geez, that's crazy. Why even rehash it at this point?
I think he was just on Twitter just acting up.
Nothing better to do. But now we do know about these play-in matchups, and it's tonight is the Lakers and the Timberwolves. Timberwolves are without 3 big guys. Rudy Gobert traded one of the worst we've seen, I think, in recent years. 5 first-round picks, including like a pick swap with Walker Kessler going over, basically for him to not be playing this playing game. They're without Naz Reid, without Jay McDaniels, so we'll see what happens tonight. And then
he's not playing because he punched Kyle Anderson, right?
Rudy Gobert is suspended because he punched Kyle Anderson. Jay McDaniels is not playing because he broke his hand punching the wall after he got injured or fouled out or something like that. And then Naz Reid broke his wrist like a month ago or something like that.
Right.
But that game's going down. You've got the Thunder and Pelicans in the West as well. In the East, you've got Heat, Hawks, Raptors, and Bulls, which have all been, except for the Bulls, kind of contesting teams for the last few years.
Mm-hmm.
So a lot of those teams are trending way down compared to the last 3 years, while teams like the Knicks and the Cavs have definitely taken a step forward. But what we're looking at is just a few different base PSA 10s of these guys. Towns a little bit on the rise as he came back from injury. LeBron James has came back from injury as well and has been playing super well. Has got the Lakers in a good position to maybe even win a series in the playoffs, which will be fun to see from like a hype perspective, because honestly, the LA teams get hyped so much it's ridiculous. And if he does well in the playoffs, I'm sure that there'll be people talking about the Lakers like crazy.
Well, I may or may not have predicted the Lakers go to the Western Conference Finals earlier today on Card Talk. So,
oh boy, we have one of those hype guys right here.
Here I am, LeBron. You know what? Hand up. I'll be the guy who buys into LeBron James. If you want me to die on that sword, I'll do that.
Yeah, you're all right. You're the one.
I'm the one guy who believes in LeBron James. That's right.
Yeah, he's the face of it. But we gotta see what happens with these playing games into the playoffs. I think that it all depends on who makes the finals. Is it a repeat team? Is it a new team? I think a new team is really where you'll see a lot of market movement. Like, let's say Giannis and the Bucks make it back to the finals. I'm ecstatic about it. Does it help out Giannis's market like crazy? Maybe, but I'm not banking on it. But you see a team like, let's say the Cavs, man. If the Cavs make it deep in the Eastern Conference playoffs, maybe
those cards will go crazy.
Yeah, maybe make a shock finals appearance.
Yeah.
Mitchell's, Mobley's, whoever else you want to name on the Cavs could do really well. So I think it all depends on who's making the finals or deep runs in the playoffs, and big performances is going to determine what the playoff market movement is.
I agree. Right. What do you think about Jaylen Brown as a guy? Because I think that, number one, there's a lot of smoke around him, being the guy in Boston, but they have Tatum as well. And then there was that story about Damian Lillard like wanting to have Jaylen Brown. I just feel like there's a situation where the Celtics have a good playoffs, and then Jaylen Brown goes to a new team, and that could roll up into a situation where Jaylen Brown's cards are going kind of nuts. I own none, but
I don't own any either. I feel like for the last few years it's been, can Tatum and Brown play in the same team and win a finals and this and that, and I don't have any opinion. I don't like the Celtics. I clearly want to beat them in the playoffs this year after losing to them last year. So for my money, I hope that they lose. I don't really care what happens from there.
Fair enough.
Scroll down for me here. And yep, there's the writing that you can all read at 137pm.com. But now we're to baseball.
Just a great piece of writing here by Aaron and the SlabStox team.
That was actually written by Nate, the basketball Western Conference playoffs. So shout out Nate.
Oh.
But appreciate it, Lou. So baseball is here, Lou. Finally, man.
Finally, man. Finally.
Did you watch the World Baseball Classic?
Yes, I was there for 2 of the games.
You went to 2 of the games?
Mm-hmm.
The one in where? Miami?
In Miami, I went to Israel versus Puerto Rico, and I went to Israel versus Dominican Republic. Both games were mercy rule games, but they were fun.
They're both mercy rule games?
Yeah, Israel got mercy twice.
Oh my god.
Yeah, it was tough, but it was fun. I had a good time. I enjoyed myself.
Brutal. I didn't know you're there. That's cool.
Yeah,
That's awesome, man. Well,
yeah.
yeah, World Baseball Classic was pretty crazy. I have to say, like, last one was 6 years ago because of COVID. They postponed it to 2023. It's supposed to be 2021. I really do think that back in 2017, I can't really tell you I remembered much marketing around it. It probably was a little bit because the MLB was like in the Stone Age 6 years ago. Like they finally have came out of said Stone Age a little bit into
Yes.
more of like the modern marketing. I have got to say, man, Ohtani, I think single-handedly changed the viewership and excitement around the tournament too.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to come off the Ohtani take. I think I'm gonna have to officially let it go. The thing is that the Angels are still bad, but whatever. So yeah, I think Ohtani is like a one-of-one superstar, and
Yeah.
I think that like that Ohtani Trout at bat is something that has the potential to be talked about for the next like 20 years.
Do you see they made a Tops Now card of it?
No.
They did. They made a Tops Now card of it from like basically the picture was shot from like the home plate or like umpire view a little bit behind it where like you see Trout, you see Ohtani pitching at him. Pretty sick card. Someone on Instagram, I was just looking at like a story the other day. I forget exactly who it was, but like got one of the ones numbered out of 10, like the randomly inserted parallels. Got a number
Wow,
out
and
of
of
10.
25 went for $600 today.
Holy smokes, that's crazy. Yeah, no, big card
Huh.
on a big moment for sure.
That's cool. That's like one. I mean, this is like the prime use case of Tops Now.
It is. No, 100% is exactly what Tops Now is meant for.
Yes, and also I want to say Jay was at the DR game with me. I refuse to let the Car Collector 2 attitude problems rub off on me. Jay was there as well. We met up for a little bit. We had a good time.
Does Ryan hate giving shout outs to Jay?
Ryan just likes to just needle Jay as often as he possibly can. And I think that started because I used to do it a lot, but now I do it less.
Got you.
Yeah.
But as for the World Baseball Classic, Ohtani and Trey Turner were the two biggest stars that went the furthest in the tournament as they made it to the
Definitely.
finals. But Randy Arozarena had himself an amazing tournament as well for Mexico. Actually had the highest OPS, I believe, in the tournament, or one of the highest OPSs, higher than Trey Turner's. And his cards pretty much tripled in price. Any of the lower dollar ones, like the Refractor PSA 10 right there, tripled in price or just about tripled in price.
Mm-hmm.
So pretty cool seeing some games out of a tournament like that. Leading up to the start of the season, which if you scroll down a little bit, Lou, we got some of the top performers from the MLB season so far. Not on a graphic, but Jordan Walker would be one of the top performers of the MLB season so far. Actually, he's got a 10-game hit streak before
He can't stop getting hits.
And I was actually at his game where he hit his second home run, beat the Brewers in that game, but we beat them in the series.
Oh, you went to a game already, huh?
I went to 2 games back to back, Friday, Saturday. Friday
you.
we won like 7-0 or something like that, or 7-1, and then we lost 6-0 the next day. So
good for you.
Either way, Walker is definitely playing well to start the year, but the guy Volpe over there for the Yankees, Lou, what about him?
I mean, I like Anthony Volpe. I'm not anti Anthony Volpe.
Yeah, but you're anti a lot of Yankee stuff, aren't you?
The Yankees are like a gum on your shoe. That's how you describe the Yankees. Anthony Volpe has done nothing to me. Aaron Judge is my enemy.
Aaron Judge is the enemy because
Aaron Judge I have problems with. I have no problem with Anthony Volpe until he does something to me. I have nothing to worry about.
Well, what has Aaron Judge done to you?
Are you joking? Are you being serious?
I'm
not doing that again. I can't.
I'm not messing with you. I'm pushing.
He's gonna hit like 1,000 home runs again. By the way, you saw that, right?
1,000 what?
Judge is gonna hit like 1,000 home runs again.
Yeah, he hit like what 3 so far this year or something like that.
He had 2 on Easter. I think he has 5.
Oh, 5 already. Oh man,
yeah, like it's crazy.
All right, yeah, he's doing stuff to you all the time. But yeah, Jordan Walker's cards, they did jump quite drastically during spring training. Came down a little bit leading up to the start of the season or into the first couple weeks of the season, but now he's doing very well. I'm sure his cards are doing just fine. And I'll give a little scroll down here. And as Lou mentioned earlier, there was a new
Corbin
release.
Carroll in here or anything?
We just had 2 of the prospects called up.
2?
I'm sorry about not highlighting Corbin Carroll for you.
It's okay. I'm just excited about Corbin Carroll.
Are you?
I am. I think he's a good player.
Okay.
And I saw KD had his jersey on at the Diamondbacks game. I thought that was kind of cool.
There you go. And then a little section about the new release Topps Big League Baseball. This was what Lou referenced. There's Ryan and myself there among, there's 3 others in the list. Jeff from Sports Card Investor, Stephanie from Mama Breaks, and Tim from SlabStox are the other 3. Pretty cool thing for us, and I hope that other people enjoy it too. But I do have some of the sealed boxes right here. So there's the box.
How much are sealed boxes? I feel like I should How have I not done a box yet?
So they're pretty cheap, affordable. I think that you can probably get them around like $50-$60.
Is there anything else that's cool in there?
Yeah, I mean you can hit autographs. They're not one per box, but there's potential at Tatis, Trout autos. There's it's like there's 2 numbered cards potentially. It's like Blackout 25 and some maybe something 1 of 1. I don't know. Or something out of 5, right out of 5. I can't necessarily remember. Either way, it's like basically built like Pokemon where it's got different rarity tiers, and then there's just a few numbered cards in the box, but some cool autographs,
I like
cool
that.
inserts. Lou, I love this inserts. Hello, my name is Shohei.
Oh, that's real cool. They put autos on that. They should put autos on that.
I don't know if they have autos of those, but they do have autos of these, the 8-bit ballers. That's pretty
Oh,
cool.
these cards are sweet.
No, the insert sets is super cool. They have many cool inserts.
I'm looking at
in
the
this
opening
product.
act. Even the opening act auto is kind of cool.
Yeah, that's like the main rookie auto, I think, in the set. It's pretty cool though. Pretty
Very
cool.
sweet.
And then for anyone out there that wants to try to get a card in the set, they actually become a big leaguer insert where it's probably some like lottery where like you scratch the back of it, it says like you fill in the code, congrats, you have a card in the next set. But I don't know how many people get cards in the next set, but randomly people
Probably
can get a card
one.
in the next top set.
But is that a That's a Fanatics owned end-to-end product, right? Because that seems like pretty. It seems like they did a lot of good things in this release.
No, this is 100% like a Fanatics is like full touch on a product is what
Sweet.
this is.
That's
Yeah, a lot of new innovations and creativity through it. Also, Lou, I don't know if you heard about these, but inside the set there's like get followed by a big leaguer.
yes,
Like
I
you
know
pull a
about
card.
those.
All right, I don't know if you heard about that. It's pretty cool.
Yes, sweet, great idea.
I agree with that. Get kids closer to the game is a great way to do it through cards. All right, on to Prizm release. There's kind of a lot to read through here. We're not going to talk through all of it. You can go on 137pm.com to read the article, to read about all the different Prizm football takes from all the different people in the community. We gathered a lot of different comments and different posts. Lou, talk to me about a few things for Prizm football. One, what is your thoughts on the price point of the boxes? Because I think the boxes are probably around like $500-$600 a hobby box now.
Yep, I
And
paid
this
600
class
last
is,
week.
let's just say, less than desirable compared to previous years.
You know, prices. It is what it is. I think it shuffles. If it continues to cool down, the price will go down. I think 600 is probably a lot, if I had to be honest.
Yeah, talk to me about like the fact that Kenny Pickett's the best quarterback in the class, and the box is $600.
Yeah, so it's actually weird because I have this warped perception of it because I have 3 huge Jets in it. So that makes me want to buy it to where I
Yeah.
could talk myself into 600 really fast. But if I wasn't a Jets fan and I was just a collector, if it was like any other year, I'd probably be not that excited about it. So honestly, I'd rather ask you, like, you're obviously on the side of it's too expensive.
Yeah, I just think it is for what it is. I mean, you're talking about Kenny Pickett, who is a back end first round draft pick this upcoming year. We're talking about potentially 4 or 5 quarterbacks picked in not only the first round, but the first 4 picks. You know, the newest projection from ESPN mock draft had 4 quarterbacks in a row going in the draft. That was a completely different ball game. Yeah, they did. They had Will Levis or whatever to the whoever at number 4. Either way, I just don't see the value in the set. Like, I understand where you're coming from because if you actually scroll up, when you highlight players from the set, it's like
It's 3 Jets.
Yeah, it's like Pickett, Ritter are your 2 quarterbacks to chase. Malik Willis had a very bad rookie season, so not many people are spending a lot of money on him. And then even the 3 Jets, Sauce Gardner, Garrett Wilson, Brees Hall, none of which are quarterbacks, but all are fun players for the Jets. That does not drive $600 boxes in any other year. I mean, this class is closer to 2013, where you had EJ Manuel as your top quarterback than any other year, really, I think.
Yeah, I mean, to be fair, I would say in terms of cards, you can't have banger quarterbacks coming out every year. That's just not how it works in real life.
You're
So like,
right.
this is going to happen eventually. And by the way, I like Kenny. Obviously I love Dez. I like Kenny a lot. Like, I get it. I get the feedback on the price point. I also tell you that I did a case break, I did a box break. I'm sorry, I did a case break, I did half a case break, and I ripped the box, and I've only gotten 1 Garrett Wilson autograph, and that's it.
Wow.
No silvers, no color, no nothing of any Jets.
Okay. Wow. That's crazy.
I think I'm just getting very unlucky.
Well, scroll down a bit for me here. All right, so then you've got a little bit more. You got the design. Lou, first glance at design, 1 to 10, what is it?
Don't love the design. It's a rock solid 6.5.
Okay. I think it's better than what it was the year prior. I don't think it's amazing. I think there's a lot of random blocky movement on it that doesn't need to be there. Like there, you could have made this much more simple, and also they really shrunk down the inside of the card and made it really thick borders too, which I'm not a huge fan of.
Yeah, I just think that I'm not a fan of huge borders. I just think like the photography should carry the item, and you know, and I always say this, but there has to be different types of photography available that isn't this basic stuff. But it is what it is. Every year they use the
Yeah,
same stuff.
it's the rookie premiere photo shoot type of thing. Brock,
But if it's coming out I mean, whatever. I've had this conversation like 100
if you
times in the
scroll
last
down
year.
though, scroll down for me a second. Brock Purdy should be the next thing here. Brock Purdy's is actually from inside a game, I think. I don't think it's photoshopped. I think that is from inside a game. So here's my question, Lou. If
He
they
probably
could
wasn't
do
at the rookie premiere, right? I would guess not.
no, he wasn't.
Yeah,
But if they could do this for Brock Purdy,
exactly.
can't you do it for all of them?
I don't like saying bad things about these companies because all these people work very, very hard. I'm not confused about that. Like, it's all fine. I don't understand why they can't use real photography. It
So
doesn't make sense to me. I get it. There's like licensing or whatever, but I just don't.
I believe for the first time now, it's gonna be since it might even be since 2012, honestly, when they released Prizm Basketball, because of the combined rookie class, whatever. I'm not gonna get into the weeds of that. I believe Prizm Basketball this year, releasing actually tomorrow on Wednesday, April 12th, has got in-game action shots. Did you hear about that? Prizm Basketball, I think, is gonna have in-game action shots from the
I
rookie
like
season.
that. So then I
So
take back everything I just said. That's a great job.
So no, I don't. And actually, I'm 99% sure about that because last year they had like Cade Cunningham's photo of him was like Photoshop from like a game against TCU. This one, I believe I saw Paolo Banchero's rookie card. He's like in a stadium. You can tell it's an NBA stadium behind it. It's got like the Magic branding behind them. Like if they did that for all the rookies in this year's Prizm release, they get massive props for that. We'll see. We'll see when it comes out tomorrow what the rookies look like.
I would love, and this is kind of where transparency comes in. And again, they don't owe me anything. I'm just talking out loud. I would love to know why they don't. If the cards are going to come out after the season's over, you get an entire season of photography. Honestly, you could probably get a good photo in the first 2 weeks.
Yeah. It. I mean, a lot of it depends on who's a photographer, how much you're paying for images, where are they coming from, right? Like different things like that. But
But they
still,
have the NBA license. They should be able to just get access to. I don't know. I don't know. I'm talking out of
yeah,
my
actually, you'd think so. I mean, I'm not sure how that works, honestly. I guess it might work differently than just someone buying a photo off the internet, But we'll see. We'll
Yeah.
see. I mean, I hope tomorrow that I can get Johnny Davis, who's actually he only played a few minutes to start the season in the NBA. He's playing better now, but either way, we'll see what happens there. So,
So did this
um,
sell?
so I don't think it's sold yet. It's actually listed right now. I think for like 100 grand or something like that. But what's cool about this is this was actually pulled in a hobby shop in New York, Hall of Fame Sports New York, which is pretty
Let's
cool
go. I've never
because
been there. Hall of Fame Sports New York.
like how many? It's in a is it Utica? Is there a city name?
Utica.
Utica, whatever.
Yep.
All right,
That's
Utica.
far.
There you go. That's where it is. But pretty cool because like how many times you see like some of the biggest hits from a product coming out and it's breaker this, breaker that,
Mhm.
So it's cool to see that coming out of a hobby shop that I also did not hear about before this hit. So it's cool for them to get publicity through it.
Exactly.
All right, give me a scroll down here, Luke. I think
Big
this
polls.
is.
Blah, 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 blah. What were you
I think
saying?
I was just gonna say. I think this is now on to. I will scroll past this. Release prices are always crazy. Here's my recommendation: hold off from buying until at least a few weeks or a month or two after release.
How about this? I'll make a statement. Example number one of why you don't buy cards on release week. Guess who paid $500 for a gold Elijah Moore Prizm? This
Oh,
guy.
last year.
Mm-hmm.
What's that card now? Like $75.
If that.
Now
L.
his Jets career went down the tubes pretty fast, but
Yes.
we don't talk about that though.
We don't have to talk about that.
All right, here's what we want to be at now. This is about Aaron Rodgers. Aaron Rodgers, of course, within the last time we've done the marker report, has been, he said he was ready to play for the Jets. Now there's been a stalemate. Lou, what do you think needs to happen for this trade to get done? Or how about this? No, that's what I should answer. Let me ask you this.
Yeah, I know what happens for me.
What do you think the Jets should give up to get Rodgers? What's the most you'd give up to get Rodgers?
The most I would give up is number 40 something this year, 42 or whatever it is. and a heavily protected first round pick next year.
They're even protected first round picks in football.
Yeah, you could do it like it's conditional.
Oh, okay. I just you hear
Sorry,
about
not like top 10. I'm talking like condition based. Like if the Jets make the Super Bowl in 2023, you guys can have our first round pick next year.
I see what you're saying. It basically like
And then like a player, like you can have Corey Davis or something.
yeah, okay, got you. That's not much. That's not much. Tell me,
That's fine.
Lou, for a team that now has the longest playoff drought I think of any American franchise, because not the Kings made the playoffs.
Yep.
Tell me why you wouldn't be willing to give up more for a guy that, when healthy, last year he had a broken thumb.
Yep.
Virtually could make you the best team in the AFC, because your team's actually very good outside of a poopy quarterback situation last year.
Number one, I disagree. We have serious holes on the offensive and defensive line that need to be addressed. So I would, even with Rodgers, I wouldn't say we're the best team in the AFC. We're up there for sure, playoff team, but not the best team in the AFC.
Okay.
Number one, we're paying him the $60 million. So that's not your payment. That's Woody Johnson's payment. So that takes a gigantic piece of the compensation puzzle off the table.
Yeah.
The other part of it is that he doesn't want to play for you, and he's not going to play for you. So it's either you can take this second round pick next year or this year, or you get nothing and he'll retire. You're negotiating with one team using a player who doesn't want to play for you.
So here's my question. How long until another team looks at it and says, all right, just a second round pick, maybe another second round pick this year or something like that, and maybe a player, like, why not take Rodgers and screw the Jets over from him? Like, I think eventually
he
that
wants to play for the Jets.
Yeah, but that's because there's no real other suitors back 3 weeks ago. You never know what pops up, I guess.
Well, you think the Niners with their 14 quarterbacks are going to trade for Aaron Rodgers? No.
Yeah, I know. And
so that's it. There's no other options. We are on a crash course to your disappointment, and the sooner you understand that disappointment is coming, the better it will be for all of you.
So here's the thing. I'm not going to be that disappointed, because I think we made a mistake in the first place by giving him the massive extension, because that really just basically took away any potential leverage in a trade. I know that sounds crazy to trade a back-to-back MVP while still playing at the top of his game. I still think we should have done it before this past season. We got disappointed in the playoffs. I don't think there's any reason why we think that the next year would turn out better than the previous year. And it didn't. It turned out worse than the previous year. So I'm just salty we didn't trade him in the first place before last season. We could have gotten at least a first-round pick right away from him without that big contract.
When the Broncos deal didn't you end up?
Actually, we probably would have. We would have gotten 2 to 3 first-round picks probably, actually, if you went to the Broncos.
I mean, whatever the Broncos gave up for Russell Wilson, I think was what they were going to give up for.
Yeah, Rodgers. Probably. I don't doubt it either. So it was a big mistake. So I won't be salty. I at least hope we can.
Oh my God!
What?
The Seahawks got 2 1s, 2 2s, and a 5th, and 2 players. 3 players.
They got. Oh man, dude! They got.
And you're looking at Corey Davis and 42 overall.
See, I've heard a lot of people saying that we should get both your second rounders this year.
I just don't think it's going to happen. I'll say this: the most I would give up is both 2s this year, but that's it. Then you get nothing else.
What if on a day before draft day or on draft day, it's boom, just 13 overall for Rodgers, and then all the salaries
I'd
paid?
be really upset.
Would you be really upset?
Mm-hmm. I'd be really upset with that.
Who do you want at 13 that would be better than potentially
an offensive lineman? It doesn't matter. It's not about that. It's about that. It's too much. It's way too big of an asset to give up for a guy you're paying $60 million to, who can leave in a year. That's the problem. If it was guaranteed 2 or 3 years, I have no problem.
Yeah,
he could literally walk away January 1st, 2024.
I honestly see him maybe having a good season and retiring. So
me too.
I understand where you're coming from. I'm not telling you you're wrong either. By the way, I think that you're right with what it should be. I'm just looking forward to moving on, letting Jordan Love run the show. Which, if you scroll down here, right after Rodgers, announced that he was going to be going or wanted to play for the Jets, this at the time, which was when he announced it, was the most expensive Jordan Love card in March. $12,000 for that BGS 9 NT Stars and Stripes. Now this has significantly came down since that. That was one excited buyer, I'm sure. I think it's down to around $7,000. But even at that, man, that's so much money on the table for a guy who I'm really bullish on, not from a card market perspective, but from a football fandom perspective.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm really excited to see what he does. I just can't fathom throwing around insane amount of money on him when we could end up being a 6-11 team. within the first season, or he does really well and we're like at best case scenario like 9-8 and maybe scratch a wild card somehow.
Yeah, and when you put it in the context of a Burrow at a 20, which is the same thing as this, right?
If it's Stars and Stripes, then yeah.
Yeah, Stars and Stripes, BGS 8.5, February 6th, so like before the Super Bowl, sold for 22,000.
Yeah.
So that's a tough comparison point.
Nah, it's just crazy. It's just crazy. So we'll see what happens there.
Do you like Love?
Oh, I love Love. I not to be.
I also love Love. Shout out to Love.
Yeah, shout out to Jay Love, man. I'm excited. He's a nice, humble guy. I think he's got some great talent, and I think he showed massive signs of improvement in his gameplay from his rookie season or second season until up to last year now. And the coaching staff, they're trying to tell people like, hey, don't put crazy expectations on the kid. I agree with it from a media perspective, but like, I'm very excited. I'm very excited about him.
Yeah, I also wonder, again, I'm just a football fan who likes to observe how things work. I think the Packers and the Packers fans have that Yankee disease where they just assume that everything involving them is worth a lot more than it actually is. I'm just talking about Rodgers. I actually like Love as a player. I'm just talking about.
Oh, I don't. Like
I just
Rodgers.
feel like you should have moved on. Like you, I feel like you guys should have moved on a year ago, and now
Definitely.
it's like just take what you can get and move on. There's no reason to like drag this out for no reason.
No, at this point, just give us a second round pick. Let's draft a quality player to slot into our team and move on. I mean,
yeah,
honestly,
you can get a good player at 42.
Like all I really want, I just want to draft JSN, Jackson Smith, and Jigba so badly, but like he'll be gone by 15, so we'll have to trade with someone else.
I don't think he's getting past 13, sir.
You think he'll draft him?
100%. No Odell? Come on home, kid. You got Garrett Wilson, wide receiver 1. You got JSN, wide receiver 2. You got McCole Hardman. Like, we're dancing.
That's crazy. Put Rodgers in the mix with some actually talented.
It's crazy.
That's why you should trade us 2 second-rounders for him.
No.
All right, we're done here.
We're done with this one. Rodgers. I will not be buying any Aaron Rodgers cards. I like to put that out there. I'm not interested.
Don't message Lou. It's not happening.
Whatever you do, don't send me cool Aaron Rodgers cards. I definitely won't buy them. Don't do that.
Unless they're free, then send them.
If they're free, I'll think about it.
All right. Take 4 is you can read about this too. It's a little summary on how the different markets have moved in March specifically. And SlabStox 100 now is on we're 1 quarter through the year. So within 4 or 5 days here now, halfway through the month, we'll be sending out our survey through our daily Slab newsletter. So make sure you plug in the email into our website. SlabStox.com is how you sign up for the newsletter, and you will get the survey. There will be part 1 of a survey that will go out that's more open-ended, asking about which players do you think are missing from the SlabStox 100, which players in the SlabStox 100 do you think should be removed from it. We will have a link in that survey to see all the players in the SlabStox 100, and then you can let us know, and then we'll send out a part 2 follow-up towards the end of April that will have an actual vote to where you can vote out certain players or cards for new cards, and we'll have a threshold for votes to pop in there. But it'll be fun, so make sure you sign up for that. I'm pretty pumped about that. And we'll make sure to recap that in the future. All right. And then also, if you scroll down a little bit more, how much are you still paying attention to hockey, Lou?
A fair amount.
So do you see about David Pastrnak the other night?
Yes, I was aware of David Pastrnak. I was aware of the Bruins.
Okay.
I have a little bit of knowledge.
Okay. Hit 60 goals.
Yes.
This is the first time since like the mid-90s that there's been 2 60-goal scores in the same season. Austin Matthews did not score 60 goals this year, but he scored 60 goals last year. It's McDavid and David Pastrnak that scored it this year, and then the Bruins broke the record for most wins in a season at 63, and they have 2 games left to play too. I think one might be tonight.
So Pastrnak, I don't want to say he came out of nowhere. That's obviously not true. He's been a very good player for a long time.
Yeah.
I feel like I never heard his name in the same conversation as the Austin Matthews, the Connor McDavid. If you're having 60 goals in a year, that's a pretty significant achievement.
No, that honestly, it's a massive achievement. There's not many players who have hit 60 goals who kind of like came out of the scene and did that. I think Stamkos got it one year, but outside of that, it's not like that. There's there's not like every other year like a new guy hitting 60 goals. It's like that. To do that is pretty big achievement, as you're saying. So like
and they were an incredible team, right? Didn't they like break a record for as a team too?
Most wins of all time in a season,
right?
Yeah. No, he helped power them get there. Like it's a massive year. It's a massive year. His cards were definitely on the rise, and they will for sure be writing about him in future reports. So
And he has the coolest nickname of all time.
Pasta, baby.
Love calling. If I wish my nickname was Pasta.
Seriously, that'd be
Great
a
name.
fun name.
What
That's
about
like
this over here? You want to
pff,
talk about
you watch
F1 is
the
one of these things that is so disappointing because I get so excited every weekend. It's Friday, not every weekend because they've been taking like a month off in between races, but like when I know it's a race weekend and it's
Mhm.
Friday night and I'm like, all right, here we go, big weekend. And then I wake up Saturday morning and Max wins quals by like 28 seconds. It's like, who cares?
Well, here's the thing. There's been some exciting stuff about the season so far. It's a little bit exciting, more exciting for someone like myself who's just like a massive Gasly fan, where like this year's been really exciting to watch the races and see him do well in quality or see him have a, at least last race, he was going really strong until I don't know if you watched the Australian Grand Prix or the recap.
I watched the recap.
Do you see
It was
everything
at
that
like
went
2 in the
down
morning.
with the I know I was up until like 3 a.m. It was crazy though. Restarts, crashes, all the, Gasly was in fifth, ended up not finishing. But either way, it'll be interesting to see the rest of the season. It doesn't feel like any team is necessarily close right now to winning a race. Last year at least we had
No
Ferrari.
team other than Red Bull, you mean?
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
Last year we at least had Ferrari win the first 3 races, and then the rest of the year is like, oh, can Red Bull catch up? Which they clearly did, and then blew them away. This year it's like Mercedes did really well last week. I'm hoping that continues going forward. But
They don't race for 3 weeks.
yeah, so it comes back at the end of April. They have a huge break. I don't know why. I mean, I know that they're kind of traveling from Australia back into Azerbaijan, Baku, but like 3 weeks is a long time. You think 2 weeks. Either way, so we'll see what happens the rest of the season. Also, Women's World Cup is coming up this upcoming summer. I'm very excited about that. I'm a big, obviously, Chelsea fan, but Lauren James for England, she's a stud, and I cannot wait to watch her play for England and see, obviously, USA hopefully play well in the Women's World Cup. Although Mallory Pugh Swanson I think, tore a tendon in her leg or broke her leg in one of their matches the other day, which is a big loss for U.S. Women's National Team. So if she can't play in this summer, which I don't know if she'll be able to.
Interesting. So they're still the best team, right? We're still the best.
I think so. I don't know enough about it necessarily. All I know is I'm a huge Lauren James fan, so I'm definitely standing some of
Fair
her
enough.
playing for England. We'll see.
Fair enough.
All right, keep scrolling here. And then Justin Fields, the Bears made that trade. And I know. Guess what? Hey, you'd be surprised, Lou. I don't know if you saw on ESPN, but everyone should be scared of the Bears' weapons now. DJ Moore, Darnell Mooney, and Cole Kmet, everyone should be scared.
So this is what happens to me. I try not to get overly involved in like the day-to-day rises and falls because it breaks my brain sometimes how these things rise and fall. I had no idea this was happening.
Yeah, man.
25% on what? DJ Moore?
Yeah, on DJ Moore. Literally on DJ Moore, everyone's hyping up Justin Fields. Also, the fact that they trade away the number 1 pick might give people some confidence that the Bears actually will run with him. There was some of that like, oh, will they?
Yeah, there's all that garbage. That was never going to happen.
Take Bryce Young or whatever. But yeah, I didn't see it happen either. Either way, Bears did get a lot of picks back though. Even in this draft, they got a lot of picks back. So we'll see what happens.
Yeah, and then weren't people saying that was actually like an underpay
for the first overall?
Yeah, because it was, I guess, like how they do like that chart or whatever, and it's like the points are adding up. Maybe I'm wrong.
I'm pretty sure that was a pretty fair.
Sweet. Good for the Bears, but that's wild to me.
Yeah, no.
I mean, what's this car going to be? $120. What's this car going to be August 1st?
But it increased to 600, I think.
Sorry, it increased to 600. So what is this car going to be August 1st? Like 1,000?
Who knows? That'd be nuts. We'll see.
Crazy.
And then, not great start of the season for Ferrari. Leclerc's got 6 points to the first 3 races, 2 DNFs, and then one of the races he had to start from back in, I think, 11th or 12th because he had a grid penalty for having to take the new gearbox or engine or power unit, whatever it was. Either way, man, tough start to the year. I really like him. But man, they got to sort it out quickly here.
Tough break for him. It seems like we were saying, Red Bull is just out of control. And did you see that story about people like breaking into his house or something?
I did, man. I saw him post on a story the other day.
So brutal, man. People are so crazy.
It's so funny. He's so nice. He's like, please, I asked you stop ringing my doorbell. He's like, please respect my privacy. It's okay if you see me on the street or at the track. Feel free to say hi. But he's like, just don't ring my doorbell.
Yeah, so for people who don't know, there's a story in the time. Maybe we could put the link to it in the description or something. But yeah, for the past few months, my home address has somehow become public, leading to people gathering beneath my apartment, ringing my bell, and asking for pictures and autographs. While I'm always happy to be there for you and truly appreciate your support, please respect my privacy and refrain from coming to my house. Leave Charles Leclerc alone.
It's like,
Guy's going through a rough season. He can't finish a race without there being problems. Like, come on, let the guy live a little bit.
I know, for real. Looking ahead though, so that's all we got for the report. Looking ahead, there's tons of different shows to attend. Those are already done.
Yeah.
However,
Long Island National Show though, maybe I'll go to that.
there you go. Some different shows in there. Next show I'm going to is going to be in Canada. Going to the Toronto show April 20th, around there.
That's like a hockey heavy show, right, or something?
Very hockey heavy. There's quite a bit of soccer there too, though. Which
Obviously, it's
excites me
Canada.
a lot.
Yeah.
So yeah, pretty hockey and soccer heavy, and then there's some non-sport action too. So, and basketball. There's a lot of basketball there.
Also, my birthday.
What is April 20th?
April 20th, bro.
Wow. Okay. There you go. Happy birthday early.
What's going on with my
Yeah, it's kind of tweaking there, bro.
Yeah, I don't know what that is. We're just gonna move on.
And then there is some big product releases though. Give me a quick scroll here. Product releases, we're talking Dynasty Baseball, which is now the 14th. It says the 12th, but just got adjusted to the 14th. Downer Soccer is a big release. And then at the end of the month, April 26th, Bowman Baseball, the first Bowman Baseball release of the year is 2023. Is
there a checklist?
There is not a checklist yet, I don't think. It should be coming soon. But we do know Drew Jones. There's rumored, people see people signing autographs and post about it. Drew Jones is going to be the headliner. There's quite a bit of other guys already confirmed so far, but no official checklist yet, I think.
Respect. Bowman. I also feel like this has been a problem since I got back into card in 2017. It's really hard to know, even after the releases come out, what the Bowman firsts are. Like every Bowman first in every release, unless you go on eBay and search like Bowman first, like on the checklist, I feel like it should denote like first.
On Topps checklist, they do put rookie logos. They really should put a first logo next to the people who have the very first card. It'd be so much easier.
It would make so much more sense. So I can, when I'm looking at it, I know what I'm looking for, as opposed to just like diving through it and saying like a random pitcher from like the Orioles, so I'm never going to see in Major League Baseball.
Seriously.
Anyway,
anything else?
Nothing. It's been good. Sorry, this one's a little late, everybody. It's obviously the 11th. Hopefully, we get this out soon. This is a late one. We're gonna figure it out. That's on me. Like hand up. I messed up and didn't get us ready to go in time. But Aaron, thank you. SlabStox team, thank you. Nathan, thank you for that wonderful basketball blurb you wrote there.
Really and baseball. He did baseball too.
And baseball. Oh, you're just a savant, Nathan. What a guy. So yeah, that's it for me. Thank you to Jay. Thank you to Court, and thank you to Aaron as always. If you made it this far, like and subscribe. Would love to have you come back. If you're on YouTube, drop a comment down below. Would appreciate any feedback on this one. And we will see you next time, everybody. All right.
Appreciate everyone. Bye.
Peace and love.